hear the belt squealing on that a little bit. There. Usually it just takes a little, it warms up. So I'm going to show you what's going on here probably for the next couple of weeks. The left-hand boundary right there, the right-hand boundary down there. So the orange ribbon, I'm going to cut myself a road down through here. What I want to do today, before I put the tree shear on, there's a part of a driveway there, but I'm going to bring it over this way to the right side of that maple, and then to the left side of this maple clump, and go down. It's nice and flat and clean. So once I take those two leaners out and this out, it'll come here, and I'll gather all this brush up and put it off to a mulch side. And I'm going to shape a road right in here. I'd like to maybe get some surge in here, but I'll wait until it becomes time for trucking materials. Then it's going to come straight down through here. So the idea here, you see all the dead. I mean, there's some beautiful spruce and maple, but all this dead junk laying down around here. It's got to be cut up, the oversize hauled away, say under 5-inch chipped on site, and then the brush kind of mulched. And they want all of this cleaned up. So I will cut it down to that beautiful stand of spruce right there, and then once I know I've got an area in here sorted out, then I'll put the tree shear on. And all of this stuff, instead of cutting it the way I used to and hacking and pulling and trying to sort it out, well, my intention here is to take the top off, put it down, take the bottom off, put it down, and to lay this stuff out like a trail would go in here, because obviously this is all going to go, and to lay the stuff out so when I bring the tractor in with a chipper, I can just feed right into it. And I'd probably have the excavator on the back side with the grapple open, pick the material up, feed it into the chipper if I can, but it's not a high production chipper. So at least pick it up and have it laying right on the table, and then just hand feed it in. It's minus 20 this morning. It's cold, but it makes it good for this stuff. So as you see, the ribbon line comes down to here. Now we're into a real nice stand of tall spruce, but they don't want any of this cut. But the dead in here, so there will be some, like I suspect that I'll come right in through here, right down here, and it'll be tree shear work and it'll be chainsaw work, a combination of it. And as I come down here through this area, to stay out of that, my recommendations always is to leave the sides and to leave the ends thick. The wind coming up out of the north in there, blowing this stuff over. But I'll get a trail through there. So same thing again. I would come down through here, little chainsaw work, go down through there with the tree shear, and they want the view down through. So then you see pink ribbons again, and that pink ribbon is kind of the SMZ, the Special Management Zone, from here down, 66 feet roughly, and it'll be a lot of handwork, like cutting and piling and sorting out dead stuff. Try to convince them maybe to leave 1 or 2 snags and maybe a couple little piles. you know, what do we call that? The subnivean zone, so it covers the snow and the ground dwellers are under there, but the stumps can act as that. So, but they don't want any of this nice spruce cut, because there probably will be some type of cottage or something over there with decks coming in around this. And then I'm probably going to, up against the road out there, I'm probably going to take the rocks here and end up building them a rock wall there. So it's going to be a nice property. When this is all cleaned up, you'll be able to see right through, right down to the water. Nice healthy wood, or cover left, and probably lots of regeneration on the ground, and looks nice really, and it'll have that effect of a road in, the view down, a nice place to have a cottage or eventually a house. But I got to get cracking because I'm getting cold. We call this residential Eco Forestry. I'm not going to spend long here today, I'm going to tell you that. Man, that's cold. All I want to do today is get that road opened up. We got somebody coming on. Good morning. Well, it's warmed up quite nice. So I got everything, trimmed this tree up right here, and this is where I'll put my job site sign right here. I knocked myself a little trail in, and that's what I wanted to do, get down through here with a trail. It's mainly for the tractor and the chipper. So this is going to be typical for everything that I do. It's going to be extremely tight quarters with probably 4 sorts. There will be a merchantable log or 2 and merchantable firewood, hardwood firewood. There will be firewood for my friend, and that's typically just softwood. It's a little big for the chipper, and it's really too small. Like this stuff here is, my chipper says 7-inch, but I'm not going to feed that through. Like under 5 is real nice. So that, the woody part of it will go. Here, I'll give you a better idea here. This dowdy thing would be oversized truck away. Softwood firewood to the friend. Mulch. Small stuff, that'll all go firewood. Mulch on this side. Little bit of merchantable firewood. But now that I've got myself a path in here, and I did this all by saw, so the idea, like I want to go through here completely with the tree shear. So when I come to stuff, when I reach in there, I know this stuff here will go into the chipper pile. So I'll lay it just, I'll run in along here, like I'll have to move these logs out of the way, but I'll run in here and then when I fall the tops for the chipper, and then anything that might be a little bit too big, or if it's decent size, it will go to my friend's firewood pile. This stuff, obviously, I would have to do by chainsaw. So now that I have an access path down to the special management zone down there next to the lake, I can look at this and say, okay, today from here to there, I'm going to take this quarter and I'm going to pick out, I don't want to cut any nice wood, but you can see some dead ones there. So I'm going to have to do some saw cutting, but I'm going to try to lay everything out with the shear so that there is a chip pile, a mulch pile, and then merchantable by saw, and then I'll be able to back the tractor right in. So I'm going to have the tractor and the chipper right here. I'm going to have the shear on this now that I got access, and that the end result will be the mulcher. So, as I said earlier, in these residential Eco Forestry type jobs, it's it's going to be tight to come in here now with the tractor, like to get around, up, down, around here. I don't want to cut that white birch. You want to leave that. We don't really want to cut anything in here, except when I get in here, okay, I've got to go over and clean up that mess. So I'll shear cut straight in through there and try to sort it out. Little machine work, little saw work. When it's done, little grinder work and little hand fed to the chipper. And that's what you have to do. You have to look at, let's take that quarter, let's take that piece, let's take that piece. Okay, all shear work in here. Let's take that, a lot of it, try to pick this stuff out, pull it out. When I go in there, there's a lot I could do with the bucket. But that's just how you have to look at this stuff. You have to take it just a little section at a time, wrap your mind around what's in front of you, and use the tools that you have. And the end result is when you chip everything that you can, and then you might even put the bucket on and scoop stuff up and then go through and mulch it. And you should be able to look up from up there, right straight down through, and have the view, see the chips laid out, and see the mulch and good quality stock left. At least it's warmed up some. Okay, that's day one. That's what I wanted to accomplish.